Hello, welcome to Spy Money. Another day of the $500 account. Let's just talk about what it did and the money and all that. Transparency here. I made $164.50. I traded one contract and I really didn't trade much today. I just traded a little bit. Honestly, my goal was to make between $150 and $200. I hit that goal. I did very well with it. Happy with it. That is about 164% based on your trade. So what we do is we try to make 50% of our trade. So if we're trading a 1 MNQ contract, that's $1,000. So we try to make $500. That's just kind of like a goal that we like to hit. So if you're trading one micro MNQ, really it's $100 for the contract. So you're looking to make $50. But I kind of tend to push that envelope a little bit, and I know that I can make a lot more. So I ended up $150 to $200 per contract, and I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good solid goal, and $150 to $200, the majority of America makes somewhere between $150 and $300 a day. That's usually what they make. $20 an hour would be $160 to work 8 hours. So I'm trying to base this on what most people will usually make, and I think $20 an hour is a pretty good wage for doing whatever you do. Now, if you're getting into more of an expertise of something, then yeah. I mean, like a nurse, I think a nurse makes around $40 an hour or so. So there's things like that that can make a lot more money. So if you figure $20 an hour, you're going to make $160 a day. So really, that's what this amounts to. So I'm trying to put it in real world money and values and such. And so we're going to go ahead and go over the trades. Now, one thing about this that we have found is that the time frame that we're using on this, the one I was using, was a little bit harder, but I found one that's a little bit easier. And I'm going to show you my last trade for the day, and I did it based on using the Spy Money bars. And we are looking for two things. We're looking for confluence of trade. So we're looking for the background to be green and the arrow to be green. And if we have that and we don't have any levels above to get in the way, then we're going to trade it. And what I'm trying to do is get about $15, which would be $150 on an NQ. And that made me $15.50, which would have been $155 on NQ. So it's not really the value that we're looking for, more than every time that we get a signal, what can we usually get out of this? So just like on this one over here, this one, if you'd entered right there, you wouldn't have quite got the 15, but when this pushed up, you could at least got a break even in there. This one over here, this one went all the way to right there, would have been 31.50. But remember, if you have a level right there and you don't have room for profit, we don't take the trade. And this is a perfect example of why we don't. It went up a little bit and come back, and you would have stopped out. So when we're this close to a level, we don't trade. We just don't do it. This one right here, the same thing. We have a level right there, so we don't take it. We just wait around. And this goes all day long. I mean, if you look at this one right here, come back here, this one we would not take, this one we would, and this would have made money. You would have got your $15 out of it. This one right here, you would have made money. There's no levels. This one actually went all the way down here for $84. You can make a lot of money with micros. You don't have to use minis. And to be quite honest with you, I think that probably 95% or more of the traders ought to be trading micros and not minis, because you can afford the drawdown of a trade. So if you're trading NQ and you get drawdown of $300, it only takes you 2, 3, 4 trades, and you're basically blowing your accounts. You're not doing well. Where with the micros, you can afford to trade a little bit more because your drawdown is not going to be that bad. At times, you might have a $200 drawdown. That's if you're trading really bad for that day. So you could trade this and make it a lot better on yourself if you just trade micros. Nothing wrong with micros. If someone tells you or laughs at you for trading micros, don't worry about it. Let them do them and you do you. That's the best way to do it. So we're going to go back and look at our trades. So you can see our trades right here. And now my trades were not based on this particular time chart. It was on a different time chart. So our time frame rather. And so I'm going to show you the trades, but this one right here is one that we found real early in the day. We'll go back to this right here. We found real early in the day, this was a zone and this was a zone. And I talked about it in our Discord today and show people. We did a live stream today and we talked about all this. So there's a lot of trades in here that I probably wouldn't have taken. I would have done things a little different if I was on this time chart. So if we go back right here is our first trades. Now let's go ahead and look at the trades based on the time frame that we're on right now, which is the SPY money bar. The SPY money bars are really good. This one right here actually was a good trade for the time frame that I had, but in this one I would have never entered this trade. So this was a loser that I would have never even had. Wouldn't have had it. This trade here I would not have traded. This trade here I would not have traded. So this one was actually a winner. I mean, I made money there, but I lost money on these two right here. And then we come up here. This is one that I shorted and made money, but it was not even a trade that I should have got in. What I should have got in was right here was a trade. So I could have got my 15 there. And then this one right here, I could have got my 15 there. And quite honestly, with the level all the way up here, I could have got in this and rode this thing all the way up to there and made $92. So the trades are there. And since I switched over to this time frame, it actually does better than what I was doing before. And it's more precise to where the bot can do this. Now, I did a soft release on the bot today. It's trading well. People started making money. And it's, we're running on ES and NQ, so both of them. We got settings for both, and it works really well. So I ended up entering the trade right up here. And now, to be honest with you, this was close, but I had room for profit, and I took profit there. And then I come over here. This is a trade that I shouldn't have even entered. It was a short that I entered, but it had a green background, so it's not one that I should have even entered. So the trades are a little bit off over here compared to where they would be if I'd traded this time frame. For instance, right here, see, we entered here and we exited there, but really we should have entered here and exited up there. I had two longs here. I had one here and one here. But this time frame actually works better. And like I said, this is my personal time frames. This one right here, you would have still been in a trade, so you would have made money right here. We trade on the background change and we trade on this one right here. Now, on the other time frame, this was a good trade. So I ended up entering here and we exited there. But if I had entered correctly, based off of this right here, this trade would not have even been there. My first trade would have been over here and I would have made that money. So this one right here, I actually made money right here, and then I come over and made money right here. So this trade right here would have been the same as that one. I would have missed this one, but it was only $8, which would be $80 on the other. So you go back through here, there's a lot of trades in here that you would have gotten. I didn't trade all day or nothing. I just hit or miss. I was working on my bots today, and like right here's another trade. We were taking this one, so there's $32. You would have got your money there. This one, I actually entered a long right here, but it's not even a trade I should have been in. So I lost money on this one and shouldn't have been in it. I turned right around and shorted it. I made money, but it was not even a trade I should have been in. If I would have followed the rules and the strategy of this, I would not have had near the losses that I had, and I would have ended up making more profitable trades with this. Just like here, there's another, it went all the way up to there, which is $45. I would have stopped out in here somewhere, which would have been around $28. Come over here, the next entry would be here, but we would not take it because we have that level there. On the other one, I ended up entering a short here, which was not a trade on this time frame. So right there is $25 that I lost on that I wouldn't have lost. So picking the right time frames is very important. And the SPY money bars that is only is proprietary bars to SPY money LLC, and it is not available anywhere. Once you have these bars, and then you have the sniper to tell you when to get in, and you have the sniper background to tell you your trend, then it's almost, it'd be hard to lose money as far as by the end of the day. I mean, I'm not saying you won't have a loss, because you would. You're going to have losers. But right here's another one. There's $47 to there, all the way to the top is $63. But these are my trades. It's fully transparency. I mean, the trades that I'll have tomorrow are going to be different than the trades I have today. Like this one here, this was a loss. I shouldn't have lost that much. I should have gotten out up in here. It's where I should have got out. So I'm human, and I make mistakes. I don't always trade the strategy that's in front of me. Sometimes I want to trade what I think. And when I trade what I think is when I usually fail, is whenever I trade what I think instead of what the chart is telling me. If I trade the chart, hardly ever will I lose money. And you can see here we had some shorts taken down through here. This was a very good one from right here all the way to right here. It's $46. As you can see, these are one contract. It's not two contracts. Here's one right here. We took a short off of this all the way down to there. I wouldn't have taken this trade here, but quite honestly, the trades that I got ended up making up for the losses that I had. Same thing over here. We had a short right here. We have a green background. We should not have entered this one. Shouldn't have even been in. So the trades that with the new time frames and such work a lot better, and the bot can trade these very easily. None of these would be shorts. They would all be longs. And all the way up to here's $29.50, and right here would be one off of the bottom. There's $101 if you'd have caught the whole run. Then right here would be another one up to the blue line is $46. Right here's another one. We would take this one all the way up to there. There's $23. This one maybe not take it. I probably would have, because it closed over top, and you would have got your $15. So if you just trade on the $15 strat, which again, if you're trading $15 every time, you're going to make money. And then when you get enough money in your account and build up, you switch over to minis, then you're trading for $150 every time. So instead of making $164.50, you're going to make $1,650 doing the exact same thing you were doing before. So let's look at the graph. So I'm going to show you today's. Again, full transparency here. This is my trades. I started off with a loser, and then it went all the way up through here. And you can see I had some losers in here. That's what these are. When they dips down, that's a loser. But I always come back. And you can't get discouraged over your losing trade. You have to go back, look at what you're doing, sometimes step away. As you notice on the trades, I didn't just trade for an hour or 2 hours or whatever. I traded a little bit, come back a little later, traded a little bit, come back a little later, traded a little bit. Just like, for instance, this one. This was the end of the day. I come home, and right here, this is 218. And I never made another trade. So I made this one trade, and I made like $15.50 right here. Not a lot of money, but you know, when you're trading micros, that's a good trade. So I took that trade. I could have gotten this one here, but we have that level, so we wouldn't trade it. It was a good trade, but we wouldn't have taken it. We wouldn't have taken this one right here. We would have taken, and you would have got your money. It's really not that hard to trade this. This one here we would not take because we have that level. This one we wouldn't take because we have a red background. We have a green background, so no. This one here you would take it, and look, you made your $15. If you make, 30 ticks every time, that's pretty good money. That adds up to a great day. And that's what you have to remember, is it's not about sitting down from X time to X time to trade. It's about coming in, looking at the market, seeing if you can get some money out of it. You take a little bit of money, and then maybe you come back a little later. You don't have to make all your money at once. So this is today. Okay, it's $164.50. That brings my account up to $844.42 from $500. Now there's fees that come out of this, and there'll probably be $10 or so of fees out of this for commissions and so forth. So I will have fees out of that, and then they took very first day they took $31 I think out of the account for the data. So this is real money. That's what my current balance is. You can see my trust account there. And let's look at from this month, because I've only had this account for I think today's the third day. Yeah, today's the third day I've traded it. So you can see that I started off at $500 here, and these are my trades through those 3 days. Right here is yesterday, and if you watched yesterday's video, you'll understand why I was trading my thoughts instead of the chart. And then whenever I realized that, and I looked back and saw the chart was good and I was bad, I started trading the chart, and it went right back up. So the chart was good, my emotions were bad. So the chart was good, and then look what happened here. I'm trading the chart, and the money just keeps right on going. So if you look at it this way, you can see that there is this is what you want to see when you're trading. This is how you want your account to go. Just a good steady increase up through there. That's all you're asking for. You don't need a big old sharp increase like this right here. You don't need that. You just need a good steady increase to where you're making money every day. The first day I made 29.9% of my account. The second day I made 19%, and today I made 24% today. I think that's what I made. I think it was around 24. I can't remember for sure, but I think it was 24% today. Yes, it was 24.19% is what I made on my account today, not my trade. My trade, I made 164% because I traded one contract. Now, can I trade 2, 3, 4 contracts? Yeah, but if you just took $100, now you got to have more than that in your account, but if you took $100 and you start trading that $100, you can make money. You don't have to worry about trying to make $10,000 a day or whatever. I mean, those goals are great, and yes, I've made the most I ever made was over $100,000 in one day. And honestly, to trade this $500 account is humbling to me because, one, it makes me more careful about my trades because I don't have much money there to get myself out of a mess if I mess up. So it's actually making me a better trader to trade a larger account because it's making me think more about my trades and being more careful about it. So it's actually good for me. So something that just turned out to be something that wasn't even to be, the small account challenge, I guess is what some people are saying, has turned out to be something that's really helped me get back to the basics of trading and to I guess actually be more conscientious about the strategy and to be better at it and to trade it that way. I would not be opposed to having the bot trade this. And with the bot, you can put it to where if you have these levels in the way, it won't trade. It'll just not enter the trade. So there's things that you can do to, I guess, soften the blow a little bit on your trades. I mean, like this one right here is a perfect trade, and the bot would have entered that. There's nothing up here. This would have been a perfect trade. The bot would have entered, and it would have made your $15 or whatever you do. This one right here, of course, is after hours, and we're closing in 15 minutes. But this would have been a trade to go up to about right here. So, of course, we wouldn't enter that because it's 15 till. Right here's another one. This one right here would have been a winner up to there. So this one would have been not a winner. It wouldn't have made it, but you could at least got a break even. This one would have been a winner. Of course, we don't trade when it gets around 4 o'clock on. We don't trade. This one is almost a winner. Right up here would be a winner, and it probably will push up to there. And we've only got a couple minutes left of the close of the day, but it probably will push up to there. So it's actually pretty easy. It's not hard to get started. In order to get started, is you go to spymoneyllc.com. Once you go up there, you're going to click on the lease program. When you click on that, there are some things down here that you can go over. We have like all the trading bots that we have. You'll have Sniper Bot and Coaster Bot that you'll be able to trade. So if you want to trade the Coaster, you can. Most people have switched over to the Sniper. It seems to be a little more consistent and gets you in the trade a little bit quicker. But you also get all the indicators. There's more indicators than this, but really the only thing we basically use is some will use Coaster, some will use Sniper, and then everybody uses the levels. We have VWAP, the Floor Trader, which is pivots. They're my special formula. And then we have the levels, the SPY main levels, which are my personal levels that I actually go on the chart and find, and then you put the indicator and it pulls my levels into your chart. So you're trading my levels all the time. Have those, and then we have the infamous balance. The balance is just incredible how it works. But we trade the levels. And if you have any questions, go through here, read through these first because it will probably answer your questions. If not, go to the contact us at the top and fill out that information, and I will answer the best I can. Now, one thing you have to do to sign up is you have to read through these 14 items. In the past, I had people say, well, I didn't know that. So now I put these in here, and I make you copy these, just like this, and then right-click it, click copy, only if you agree. If you don't agree to this, don't do it. Go to contact us, and then put in your first name, last name, email, and phone number. If I don't have all this information, I won't approve you. Once you send this to me, I'll look over everything and check you out, and then if I approve, then I go ahead and send you a link to join. Not everybody is approved. And there's certain things that I look for, and if it's not approved, I'm sorry. One thing I will tell you is that either Friday or this weekend, I'm not sure what day, I'm raising the price to $1,370. Why $70? Well, my platform is a white label of Quantower, and I have to pay Quantower $70 a month per user to use that. Now, with the people that switched over from NinjaTrader to the SPY Money platform in the beginning, I'm not charging them. I'm going to grandfather them in, so they just pay the $1,300. But the new people coming in, again, it'll either be Friday or this weekend, probably Friday, I'm going to raise it to $1,370 to cover the cost of that. I'm not going to eat it for the new people. So if you're seriously thinking about this, you need to do this before I raise the price, or you'll be paying $70 more a month. That's what, $840 more a year that you'll pay that you won't have to if you sign up ahead of time. To me, it's better for me if you wait. That way you're paying for the platform and not me. The way it works, you send that in to me. Again, it's $1,300 right now. It's going to $1,370 just for the extra cost. If you don't have the money to trade, in your account, which really, you could start with $500 and trade and make, say $50, $100, $150, $200 a day on that $500, and that's your money. Now, the good part about it is you don't have any rules to follow like in these funded accounts. They have rules, and if you break those rules, then you won't be able to go to a live account. All three of these are good companies. If you're looking for something for immediate payouts, that will be BluSky and Take Profit. Apex takes a while to get your money. Apex will let you get in at a cheaper rate, but when you pass, you got to pay a $130 fee in order to have a live account. With these, you don't have to do that. I don't think BluSky. I don't know that for 100%. I know Take Profit, there is no fee. So if you click on this link right here and you put in the coupon no fee 30, that will get you, I think it's $120 or so for a $50,000 account, but that's the only money you pay is if you pass. With BluSky, they have one. If you click on this, they have a discount for the static, and if I was you, I would do the $200,000 static. It gives you a $2,000 drawdown, and you don't have to pass it in 5 days. I mean, you can take a month to pass or whatever you want to do. Apex, they have 80% off right now. If you click on this and use the code SPYMONEY, then you will be able to get that 80% off. My coupons will give you the best discount that you can possibly get with those companies. So the funded account, lease program, again, come back over here. It's very simple to use. I've went over the strategy with you, and it's pretty much just go into this right here. If you have a green arrow on a green background, you take the long. If you have a red arrow on a green background, you don't take it. If you have a red on a red background, you take it. This one was a loser. It definitely was a loser, but we had this level here, so you wouldn't have taken that anyway. If you come over, let me find one here. The shorts were real bad today. Here's some. There's no levels here, so from here on down, this would have been a good trade because there's no levels in sight. So red arrow on red background, you take it. Red arrow on red background, you take it. This one you would not take it. It was a winner, but you wouldn't take it because we have this level. It's that easy. And then the color change between the background, you go ahead and take the long on the green, and you take the shorts on the red. It's that easy. There's only two types of entries. Red on red, green on green, and then the color change between the background. Very simple to do. It works very well. Don't trade into a level, and that's all there is to it. Again, if your charts don't look like this, then you need to join and see if you can make your charts look like this. This was me trading against the strategy, and this is me trading with the strategy, and that's the big difference. Again, today's right here, you can see that every time it pulls back is a loser, but always keep going up. Having questions, let me know. I'd be happy to get you started immediately. It doesn't take much to get started. The platform and everything comes with the lease. There's nothing else that you need to buy. You only need to have a brokerage account or a funded. The brokerage accounts work with AMP Futures. You can go to ampfutures.com and open an account there, or optimusfutures.com and open an account there. With Optimus, you have to do Rhythmic. And with AMP, you can do CQG, but quite honestly, if I was you, I would do Rhythmic across the board, because if you do any of the prop accounts, you have to do Rhythmic. You cannot use the Tradeify accounts. It can only be the Rhythmic. The Rhythmic data is a little bit different than the CQG. So when you're trading AMP Futures CQG, you may get different signals than you will on the Rhythmic. So it does change a little bit. Probably better off to stick to one data and just use that. That would help you out. Having questions, let me know. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully for another green day.